Hello, hello, my love. Thank you for booking with me. I'm going to go ahead and get the most upfront, loudest energy for Rosalind, please. I'm going to go ahead and get into her energy, please. At this time, I call all my energy back to me. Cleansed, purified, and transmuted. I release any stagnant energy from any previous reading from this deck. Return to sender, please. Cleansed, purified, and transmuted. I call all of Rosalind's energy back to her. Cleansed, purified, and transmuted. I release any negative energy that's going to interfere with this reading. Please block any energetic interference and allow me to walk in my truth, operate in my gifts. Please wrap me and my loved ones, as well as Rosalind and her loved ones, in a bright white light of protection. All right, let's see what we got, baby. I want to see who you are. I want to see who you are right now in this moment. Who are you as a person? Give me 1 to 3 cards, Spirit. Who is she as a person? Okay. You want more card, please? Thank you. Okay. Right now, this could be you or energy around you that's affecting you. I do think that it's you, though. It's not what I probably would have assumed, but I can definitely see what Spirit is saying. So overall, what I will say is that you are emotionally mature, you're emotionally regulated, and you're emotionally in tune, okay? Now, this I do feel is with him. I do feel that y'all have a sweet connection, but I do get that it's a little bit chaotic at times. I get that there's like sweet moments, right? Where like y'all sort of connect, but I don't get that y'all have been able to fully connect. Right now, you're sort of kind of in love with his potential right now because he is very distant. He is very disconnected from himself. He's in your energy. So his disconnect, as weak as it is strong in your energy. So he's not inside of himself, and it's causing him to be sort of internally conflicted. I don't get that what's happening to him is outright kind of like aggressive and immediate, because this Knight of Swords, and this could be you or this could be him in your energy. But I will say that if all of these are him in your energy, where is your energy at? You know, you can't let people dominate your energy like that. You need to get back grounded with yourself too, because also this could be that you're a little bit disconnected too. That you're not stepping in your power, you're not in your energy. Why is your energy not loud? Okay, because maybe you're internalizing the chaos, facts. Okay, maybe there's things that you want to speak on that you bite your tongue on, or you maybe people please, or just avoid conflict, or you know. And also, now that I'm thinking about it, babe, if you're this, you're supposed to be this, right? So this is the king, this is the highest version. How did you go down to a knight? So it's like maybe you're in king energy, right? And he's in knight energy, so y'all aren't quite in alignment. Both are sweet, true, but this one is far more emotionally mature and emotionally more advanced, right? The knight turned into the king. It's like a father-son. So if you're already mature as an adult, why would you act like a child? This may be him. He's just not emotionally mature. That doesn't mean he's a baby. That just means he's not as in tune, right? He may have conversations that he takes as arguments, right? Instead of learning to sort of communicate with each other. You may be set on, well, I've already learned that I want to communicate properly and I don't want to argue. I'm not doing this talk to argue. I'm actually doing it to kind of understand him and get my point across and hear his point and just kind of get it where it's working for both of us. So these two don't really match. It'd be like either you're this, but you're acting like this. You're this, and he's this, or better yet, he's this and he's acting like this, or vice versa. Either way, this is a imbalance with the emotional state of something around you or yourself. Something's not in alignment, okay? Somebody is very guarded right now, very, very defensive. I do get that there's something sort of fast happening with this Eight of Wands. It could be like fast communication. It could be arguments. It could be just kind of life is moving a little bit fast right now. Maybe work, maybe home life, maybe not so great things. Maybe you needing to kind of get away from something. Him just talking fast, move. There's something that's happening where it's kind of at a rapid rate. I mean, it's kind of like, and wow, I see it at the bottom of this deck too. Eight of Wands, Eight of Wands. This is a deck I'm off to the side I'm not even using. That's crazy. So confirmation. And look, wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. So these are like love cards, right? But the one, something just told me grab the one at the bottom, since I looked at the one on that. Trapped, stuck, tied down, captive. That's like mentally trapped. You could feel trapped, but I feel like he's mentally trapped. I do feel that. I don't, there's a portion of it that we're missing. And it's, I don't know, it's something that I really have to dig for, which it's kind of my, I don't just want to say like I'm the biggest professional ever, right? But I do want to say that I'm very, very in tune with that energy, and it's a strong suit of mine to be able to call it out, and even before other people recognize it. And there's some energetic signs that typically happen on my end that would occur immediately, right? But it's not happening. I do believe you though, but I do believe I have to do some digging to sort of see exactly what it is, because there's something like just something being missed or overlooked, or I'm not connecting the dots, or you're not connecting the dots, or you're thinking it's coming from this source, but it might be this source, or it might be a combination of the two. There's something else where it's like, it's just not quite what it seems, but I do believe you. June 26th could be significant. He could be in his pride a little bit, maybe his ego. He lets his ego kind of come off as stubborn. He kind of is just a very prideful person. And I do get with this Two of Wands here, you're really having to make a decision, or he's having to make a decision, right? Somebody's needing to sort of decide. They're at a crossroads and they really need to decide. And I get that it's you, right? Because we were still in your energy. You deserve happiness, right? 10 of Cups, full emotional fulfillment, connection with family, bonds, happiness, prosperity. But there's that chaotic energy, that Knight of Wands energy, where it's a little bit impulsive. It doesn't hold itself accountable. It kind of lacks follow through, but it's kind of a little bit aggressive at times, just kind of childish, and doesn't really think things through all the way. Doesn't really hold themselves accountable at times, but just whatever thoughts they make are not all that great. Now, what I will say is I do see the moon. This is Pisces energy, but it also means things are under the surface that you're having to use your intuition to kind of see. That's immediately what I just said. And it's kind of what's causing you guys to not be in a foundation of happiness, because it's, you know, I don't want to say it's everything, but in order to see why we're not fully in alignment, we need to look kind of beneath the surface a little bit, because I get that you're fully independent by yourself. This is like legacy. This is like stability. This is like able to be self-sufficient and independent, glowing, thriving, beautiful in your own energy. You can fend for yourself. That's never been a problem. But you're confused. You're emotionally foggy. There is something not right around you. Somebody is not clear in the head. You know what I mean? So it's there. And Page of Pentacles to me is kind of like immature with their finances. They may not have a lot of money. They may spend their money in poor ways. They may spend your money. They may be a little bit kind of gossipy, or just sort of like it's kind of like a student, but it's kind of like a passive aggressive student. It's like when you have a child that's like, they don't want to tell you to your face, like, I'm not gonna clean my room. It's very juvenile, right? But instead they just shove everything in their closet and like, that's what you get. And then they text their friends, my mom's a bitch. Like, it's very childish, like energy, especially in reverse. I mean, this upright would at least be somebody willing to put in effort. They may be juvenile and immature and lack awareness or acknowledgement of what's happening. Excuse me, let me take that back. They lack the sort of the knowing of how to do something, but they're willing to learn. This is student energy. So even though they're naive, they're at least willing to see like, okay, maybe I'm not right about this. This person's kind of like artsy and casual and like romantic and cute and like a little awkward. It's very childish, but it's cute nonetheless. I'd rather have it upright than in reverse. In reverse is like you're childish and you're stupid. Passive aggressive, you know, so yeah, I don't care for this energy at all. And you know what? I also don't care for this Page of Wands in reverse. I don't care for this energy at all. Page of Wands is actually somebody who is kind of wanting to learn like every aspect of something, right? It kind of reminds me of me a little bit, where they're like always wanting to like know everything about every topic. Like, I want to learn tarot in full. I want to learn about sports in full. I want to learn about what you do for work. I want to learn about, you know, I want to pour into my craft. And, you know, it's also student energy. These are pages. These are not knights or kings. Childish energy nonetheless, right? But at least here it's kind of sweet. Reverse kind of gives like gossipy, nosy, spreads rumors, says things behind your back. A little bit nosy, a little bit like pouts. Like, I mean, it's very similar energy, except this is more student and this is more like observer, kind of, if you look at it like that. But it's, you know, it's not anything I love for adults, you know. Now, I do get that you work very hard. I do get that. I do get that. I do get that. And I also feel like, I'm going to keep these right here, actually. These three for sure kind of stood out to me. You do work hard, and you do pour into yourself, and you do sort of pour into the home, pour into the relationship. You're willing to put the effort in. You're willing to do what it takes. November 17th could be very significant. Because once again, you're self-sufficient. You're working toward your 10 of Cups, your 10 of Pentacles, but there's also a lot of illusions. The Moon and the 7 of Cups. Very magical shit going on here. But are you the only one putting in effort, you know? Or were you? Because I know it's been 3 days, but every time I look at the bottom, it's something I don't like. Like, manipulative, cocky with no credentials, not grounded, but expects people to treat him like a boss, but doesn't have money or lacks the ability to run a home and be grounded and nurturing and kind. Sort of uses this masculine energy against you of what he would portray to be masculine, because I do firmly get that he's in his juvenile feminine emotions. I do get that. He may come off as upright and wanting to be in control, but I'm going to be honest, like it's giving like feminine emotions. He's too sensitive. And he may not show that out on the outside, right? Because he looks maybe manly and he dresses manly and he has a deep voice and he says manly things, right? But in general, what are the emotions of a woman? Kind of sensitive, can't take criticism, kind of like unhealed woman vibes is kind of what I'm getting. He might just shut off completely. Like, I don't want to hear that. He may try to one-up you. If you say something, he may, well, what do you do? Something like that. I don't know if that's, I get that he's quiet. I get that he's a little bit more internal. But that's kind of maybe how his mind sounds to me. Like, he may not say it out loud, but you can kind of feel that his energy's like a little bit like, you got me, I got you. I'm going to get you back. Watch me. Watch this. Something like that. Or like, I don't have to listen to you. Like, it's very teenage, just kind of wanting the respect of a king without wanting to put the work in. Let me send this video and then I will do the next part.